Hi everyone, welcome back to my lab and today's video, which is going to be my review of the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. This foundation is supposed to be lightweight and smoothing and aloe infused. It's very different to the typical foundations in my collection. It is a clean at Sephora brand and one of the items that you were most interested in from my Sephora Summer Sale Haul. So I wanted to come back and report on this specific foundation for you today. Before we get into my review, which includes application as well as a little bit of a wear test, if you're new to my channel, I'm Jody. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I hope you'll enjoy it. Consider subscribing and ringing the bell. I do upload 3 brand new videos every single week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 9 a.m. Central. Now, without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into the video. So before I show you how I apply the foundation, if this is your first time to my channel, you may not know I am a very dry skin type. My preferences for foundation include very light to medium coverage foundations, and my skin concerns are very dry skin, fine lines and wrinkles, and dark under eye circles. I have a fairly updated favorite foundation video in which I shared early on in the summer. I will link that up in the cards in case you want to check it out for more ideas on the types of foundations that I personally prefer. Since I uploaded that video, I have added the Pat McGrath foundation to my favorites, and I think it's a really good foundation because, again, it's very sheer and more of a luminous finish, which is my personal preference. A couple of notes on the foundation before we get started. This foundation comes in 18 different shades. It retails for $54 and it does have the clean at Sephora seal. You do get a full ounce of product. The outer packaging is a frosted glass bottle. You do have a very nice pump on the packaging, and if we're shade twins, I'm in the shade Chios. This is what the outer packaging of the foundation looks like, and it's basically just your basic information about the foundation. It says it is a complexion perfecting serum infused foundation that's equal parts skincare and color correction. Weightlessly delivers buildable to medium coverage with a silky smooth finish while nourishing skin with a powerful blend of botanical actives for skin that naturally glows. Aloe leaf, rosehip, jojoba, marula oils soothe and ensure the formula effortlessly melts into skin for a more even, luminous appearance, blurs imperfection for a complexion that looks refined and refreshed. I have to tell you, in terms of the claims, I really have to agree with the foundation, and the ingredients list is really fascinating and very different and distinct from any other foundation that I have in my collection. The first ingredient is aloe leaf juice. I definitely encourage you to check out the ingredients list on this foundation on Sephora because I don't have any other foundation like this. Let me go ahead and take you to the application of the foundation so you can see how it applies. So we're going to go ahead and go into the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. It's a foundation I've gotten to know very well. It's one of the ones that I picked up during my Sephora sale haul, and I've honestly gone towards this foundation more than any of the others that I tried. So we're going to go ahead and take 2 pumps. And I'm angling that downwards so that you can take a look at the consistency. It's definitely a little bit more runny. You probably will not be surprised to learn that this is the primer that I'm using. It's really been the ideal primer for me. It's the Ciate Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. This one came in a little duo, and honestly, it's been lasting me quite a long time. It came with 0.34 fluid ounces, and I'm not even halfway through the package. For application, you probably won't be surprised to see this one either, the Luxie 512. I do want to show you the application method so that you can see my skin kind of before and after when I apply this foundation, because in my opinion it really is a light coverage foundation, but I intentionally make all my foundations light to medium coverage by using a sticky primer like the one I showed you and using a brush such as this one, which is a synthetic and it is a little bit less dense. It's originally intended for contour, but I have found that I absolutely love it for foundations. I had it in my last monthly favorites. I also used it as a demo in that brush cleaner video because I'm just consistently using this brush. And even though it's small, you'd be surprised at how quickly you can spread your foundation around. Now, this foundation is I just realized I'm going on and on about the brush and I should be focusing on the foundation. So this foundation is quite runny. It's a serum foundation, which I really like, which allows it to absorb kind of like a moisturizer would while depositing just a little bit of pigment. Ignore those marks there on my skin. They are flat iron marks. I have burned myself from trying to style my hair. My keratin treatment is starting to grow out, and so I have to pay close attention to my roots when I do my hair. So like I mentioned, I've been wearing this foundation really all month, and it was a real surprise. I have mine in the shade Chios, and if you look at the ingredient list of the foundation, the first ingredient is aloe leaf juice, which I find to be incredible. I think of all the foundations that I have, this one has the most unique ingredient list. Now, I think the shade SF6 Chios, I think that's how it's pronounced, I honestly don't know, is a great match. So the look that the foundation gives me is that of having applied a moisturizer over skin that is more perfect than my own. It evens out my skin tone really nicely, and it gives me a nice layer of hydration. So this is about how much product I've used. I think that one pump is just not quite enough, but I definitely don't need 2 full pumps. I like to run this down my neck just to make sure that everything blends seamlessly. The most interesting thing about this foundation, it has a very distinctive smell, and looking at the product itself, it's a clean at Sephora Brand. It's not added fragrance. This is just a result of the different ingredients that it has. Like I know it has some lavender, some jasmine, other flower extracts, just really interesting ingredient list. I would encourage you to check it out at Sephora so you can read it for yourself, but it just, I like it. I like it a lot. So here you have a full layer of the foundation applied. I applied it just thinly on my under eyes because I'm going to apply concealer there anyway, and I don't like too many layers. So I just sort of blended it upward into my under eye area. But you can see the rest of my skin is really perfected, but it still definitely looks like skin. You can see the texture that my skin naturally has. But like I said, it's just enhancing the tone of how everything looks. I'm really enjoying it. So I just wanted you to see the application. I'm going to film another video, do an eyeshadow palette review, and I'll come back when my makeup is all done so that you can see what it looks like after an hour or so. Alright guys, so I've been wearing the foundation for about 3 hours actually. Filming took me a little longer than I thought, plus I took a little break, and this is where we are. I have completed my makeup look aside from my lipstick. If you like the eyeshadow look, it's going to be probably in the video before this one or after this one, I'm not sure, but I always link everything up in the cards for you. I just wanted you to take a look and see how the skin is looking. This isn't the first time I'm wearing the foundation, so I actually know I absolutely love it. Today has not been my absolute best performance day with the foundation, but that's because I tried applying a liquid illuminator. So if you're seeing any texture on my cheekbones, it's really because of that. So don't judge the foundation on what's going on in this area. Other than that, other products layer beautifully over it. I'm really enjoying the foundation, and isn't it ironic, but the liquid illuminator that gave me trouble is actually from the same brand. I'm liking the foundation, not so much the liquid illuminators. In any case, I just wanted you to have a look at the foundation and see how pretty it's looking, how natural in terms of my skin tone, and it feels very nice, not sticky. It's settled nicely on the skin, and like I said, everything else goes well over it. I'll be back in a couple of more hours to let you know how the foundation wore. Unfortunately, my day kind of got away from me and sunlight is scarce, but I can definitely tell you that it looks beautiful and very natural in sunlight. Hopefully you were able to see how beautifully the foundation applies, and I have to say I have tried the Fenty Beauty foundation, the new one. I'm not loving this. I'm not loving this right now. I only tried it once, and then I tried this one, and after I tried this one, I just kept using it. So this review is definitely far from a first impression. I've used the foundation at least for a week and a half, and I really like it because my skin looks like skin, and that's really important to me, especially on days that I'm at work and I'm not doing super glam makeup. I never like to feel like I'm wearing a mask, and this feels more like a moisturizer when you apply it. It does have a certain smell, like I mentioned. It's hard for me to place exactly what it is, but it doesn't come from added fragrance. fragrance. It's just because of the ingredients themselves. And it doesn't smell bad. It's just a little peculiar to me. If you have tried this foundation, let me know what you think it smells like because I'm very curious. At this point, I've been wearing my foundation for, at least 6 hours. Actually more like 7 hours. So for me, for work, that would be about a full day. And I have to say, as the day progresses, the foundation does become a little bit more dewy, a little bit more luminous. And so if you have oily skin, I think that this is the type of foundation that you would likely want to use with a mattifying primer, because I think that the degree of luminosity may actually start to break up on you if you don't take the proper skin prep steps for your foundation. But of course, the nice thing about YouTube is that I'm sure there is an oily skin type who has reviewed this foundation, so I definitely encourage you to check out more videos on the foundation so you can get another point of view if this is something that you're considering. Most Sephoras don't carry this in person. I was lucky enough to get a good shade match online using the Sephora foundation matcher, but that's kind of one limitation of purchasing foundations online. It can be really hard to shade match. Overall, I'm really liking the foundation, and I have to say that it has become one of my favorites in just the couple of weeks that I've been using it. I've gotten to know it really, really well. I do prefer it with my Ciate London primer, which I know I'm gonna have to buy in full size because I cannot shut up about it. I just love it so much, and it pairs beautifully with this foundation because, again, you don't have to use too much if you don't want to. Now, in terms of the building it up for more medium coverage, I think you can build it up a little bit, not too much, before you start to lose that skin-like look. That's why I don't like heavy layers of foundation. If it is a foundation that's in your local Sephora, grab a sample, see how you like it. I would love to know. Now, I know this was a short and sweet review, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on that foundation, especially since it was one that you were curious about from my Sephora Summer Sale Haul. If you haven't seen that video, please check the cards. I will leave it linked above, and I will come on and follow up on absolutely every single product. The only one that I have a note right now is the Fenty Beauty foundation, and I don't love it, but I'm also not prepared to give you a review on that. It's just the only one of the other foundations that I've used. I hope you found this review of the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I always love reading your comments, and I'm so grateful for your feedback. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up for me. I appreciate it so much. Thank you always for sharing a few moments of your day with me. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon on my next one. Bye-bye.